Hello, everyone. Thanks for checking us out as we discuss our top burning questions. So, we'll start off with question number one, which is how's the market? Now, in general, the market is much stronger to start off 2023 than the way we ended 2022. Lots of news headlines about how good or bad the market has been to end last year to start this year. But in general, we're seeing inventory move much faster. We're starting to see more multiple offer situations. And overall, we're just seeing buyer demand be much stronger than I think most people expected, given the high interest rates and all of the news headlines.
Absolutely. Thanks, David. And really what you're seeing right now is three different narratives. The first narrative is from the news media that is saying the real estate market's in bubble and it's going to be going downhill very quick. That narrative is incorrect, especially for the Denver metro market. The second narrative is that prices are in great shape, but mostly those are from statistics that were pulled a couple months ago, right? So property goes under contract in January, but it doesn't close until late February or March, and so they're reporting on data that was available in January, but it's not necessarily what's going on right now. And then obviously the third narrative is really what you hear from us, and that's what's going on in the market right now. What are we seeing for our buyers? What are we seeing for our sellers? And right now, just so you know, historically, April, May, June are months where the most properties during the year get listed. Amazingly enough, roughly half of all new listings, for the entire year, get listed in April, May, June, and kind of first couple weeks of July. So that's pretty interesting. So the buyers that we have that have been a little bit depressed about maybe not finding the home for them over the first several months of the year are very happy to hear that more inventory is going to be coming.
There you go. All right, question number two. Is it a good time to buy? Now, our general answer is it's very specific to each person. So, but on the whole, our generalization will be for most buyers, yes, it is a good time to buy. We we operate off the idea that you as a buyer intend to hold the property for at least 2 years. If that's not something you can commit to, then you really have to dig into whether or not it makes sense to buy. But for most people, they're going to hold the property for 2 or more years, and in that regard, yes, we do think it's a good time to buy. Do we think we're going to continue to see strong appreciation in the near term? Maybe not. But over the long haul, yes. So if you plan to hold your property from now until January of 2025, then we think it's a good time to explore buying and what that looks like for you.
Absolutely, and especially if you're renting right now, I mean, go ahead and buy. Start making, knowing that those monthly payments are starting to go to principal pay down. It's amazing when you look at over the span of 2 years, how much principal pay down you actually made over that span, and how your net worth can go up, as a result of that. So yes, I mean, really, that bright line test is about 2 years. A couple years ago, when we knew appreciation was going to be in the double digits, we're like, man, as long as you're living in a house for a year, you're going to see enough appreciation that maybe it makes sense to buy it, in a short time period as that. But, in the current market, at least 2 years makes the most sense. Obviously, your situation now, will be different maybe than others. Contact us. We can kind of talk that through a little bit more.
Absolutely. All right, question number three. What will interest rates do? So, to start the year, rates went down into the low sixes. On a really good day, they made it into the high fives. Subsequently, they've continued to be volatile, with inflation data being haphazard and inconsistent. But the general forecasts for interest rates as we move through 2023 are that they will go down, that they'll probably normalize in the fives. That's, depending on who you ask. But I think as we move into the end of Q2, beginning of Q3, the expectation is interest rates should be trending downward and normalizing at a more consistent pace.
Absolutely. Now, does that mean that you should necessarily be waiting until Q3, Q4 to buy? We would say not so much. We've got a handful of buyers right now that have decided to go ahead and find something, sooner than later, and then on the back end, refi when rates are a little bit lower, and so that way they're able to lock in at current prices, and then back end they can get a better rate. Right, it's this concept of marry the house, date the rate, until it goes, once it goes a little bit lower, and so that's a great way to think about it. And certainly, obviously, like we just said, inventory is going to be higher here over the coming months. So why not go ahead and find that right house for you? Refi later.
Absolutely. All right, that brings us to our fourth and our final question, and this one might not be one that you've asked yet, but it will be one that you're asking in the near future, which is, I just got an updated property assessment. I don't love the new tax rate. What can I do about it?
So it's no secret, right, that appreciation has really skyrocketed over the last several years, and so coming soon to your mailbox is going to be the new 2023 assessed values. Now, what happens is that every 2 years, your county reassesses how much your property is worth. And just a quick lowdown: property taxes are based on the property, the value that your property was assessed, times the assessment rate, which for residential property is roughly around 7%. And then they multiply it by the mill levy, and every property is, depending upon the location of that property, is part of, different school districts and different fire departments, etc. And so all those taxing entities contribute to the mill levy. And then you multiply those three factors out and you divide it by 1,000, and that is your property tax. Now, the most important thing right now, that you're going to be interested in is how do I get the lowest property assessed value possible, and so that's where we can come in and provide some assistance. So really, in early May, you're going to be getting the new property assessment in the mail, and it's going to give you a list of comparables. Some counties give you 3 properties that were comparable properties that they used. Some give 5. Doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, they'll give you that assessed value. And so what you can do if you think your property is worth less than assessed value, you can appeal that that assessment. And so we would recommend that if you want to do it yourself, that's great. But we love providing value to clients, and we've been doing this for years. Contact us, and we'd be happy to pull comps and put together a quick CMA so that you can use that in communicating and appealing to the county. So reach out to us. We'd be happy to assist. We can save you, several $100s. We'd absolutely love to. It's part of our broader mission of providing value to our clients, during, after, the sale, and really in perpetuity.
Absolutely. Well, if you have a different burning question that you want to discuss with us, we're always available to help dig into your personal situation and help answer any questions you have. In the meantime, reach out. Have a great day.